Hi, I just want to do a little quick video about I'm in the process of building a tournament course specifically for a tournament. Cathle's asked us to do I think he's doing like a PGA Tour schedule thing, and I've got Colorado, so I did a little scan of Colorado places near the Rockies. Wolf Mountain, I thought that's a cool name, we go with that. I've only just started it because I finished my contest course a couple of weeks ago. Muirfield Village has been on telly. I had this idea before that. I had the idea of playing it just rough, no heavy rough, everything's rough with a Pineapple, which is like Augusta obviously. So we kind of combined Muirfield and Augusta. Okay, probably slightly better, you know, because it's me, that slightly better design, strategic holes and all that, you know. I'm better than Bobby Jones and Nicholas when it comes to this stuff, obviously. So, but what I'm going to show you, it's obviously a pile of shit. That's a bit like the first at Sawgrass, I think, playing the opposite way or something like that, with the trees instead of the water. If I remember rightly, it's a little bit narrow in the landing area, so I'll by the end I got another month, I think 6 weeks to do it, so I'll fiddle about with it and it'll be okay. Yeah, but I just want to solely concentrate on the tournament objects. Right, if we start from the first tee, always usually at the first tee you want a nice sort of horseshoe of stands. It all depends what kind of event. If you're doing like a smaller, say a CC event, then you would have less crowds, less stands, maybe only one stand on the first tee and one on the 18th green even, because that's what you would get in real life. You probably wouldn't have any stands if you're looking at it as below the Corn Ferry and is it the web.com? Is that gone now? It's the Challenge Tour in Europe wouldn't have any stands, and that's the tour below the European Tour. So so this Cathle has asked us to come up with this course, and I'm just treating it like it's a sort of PGA Tour event. So we got 3 stands. In this tent here you would have some provisions, some bananas, some fruit, bottles of water, some teas, maybe a scorecard, something like that. Maybe another one there with the starter or something, I don't know. But you usually find, if you look back, a good thing to do if you want to try and get a good look of what it looks like, is just type you know, PGA Tour event. Look at the first tee in the background and you'll see these little things. I put something on the floor here, which I'll add to every tee, that I could probably add a bin and pretend it's a bucket, but you have these sort of square buckets with water. They're just for the caddies to clean the clubs. The posts down the side, I tend to do these on every tee to about, I'll put a few more down there, but I won't go much further. You can go right the way around the course with it, because that's what in real life it is. The entire sort of perimeter of each hole is lined with pigtails up at the green. You've got these little corridors obviously where the players come through, and it looks quite cool if you line it with crowds as well. Try and show you. These you might need to fiddle with a little bit, because sometimes, certainly at the tees, for some reason the crowds won't go too close to the tees. So if I show you on the second, no, I'll show you on the third here. I'll be all day if I'm putting up these, so I end up just using these when I get to the middle holes a bit. I can't get crowds. I planted them by there all around the back, if you look, but they don't show up for some reason. They won't go too close to the tee, and I think they won't go on the surfaces, like obviously the green, that's green, isn't it? So I could try actually using the fairway surface, but I'll have the big lines there, won't I? So but yeah, it's no big deal. You there is ways you can work around. You just maybe make these posts come out a little bit, do it at a sort of angle where it looks quite normal, but that doesn't look very good there because they wouldn't be that far back obviously. So You just got to fiddle around with it. You can get it. Maybe put a few more of these boards up, and then put them, you know, from about there. I don't know. Just fiddle around. It works eventually. So go back to the first. Yeah, you got hospitality. I find I try and put where you've got gaps in between holes. See there, I've started putting a few in, and there's crowds in the beer tent, you know, and they're queuing up for beer. Plant your crowds first and then put the objects after can help. I will go to work on the cameras as well. Sometimes you find tents next to the cameras where obviously all the equipment is. Maybe put a buggy or two around there so it looks like there's people, you know, there. So if we go up the hole, I say I've done the back of the green, haven't I? Stands. When it comes to cameras, usually have a tall camera for the wide shot of the hole and everything, and then there's usually one of these for the green, you know, putting on the green, the close quarter cameras. That's something I said. I worked at the Celtic Manor for 20 years, so 17 years. So I did 15 Wales Opens, and they didn't really have that many. In America, you know, the PGA Tour is a different level, so you do have these cameras. If you do the European Tour event, you probably wouldn't go as overboard with it. It'd be more like that, I suppose, without the stand, even. Another thing I don't do with the PGA Tour events, because you don't see them very often. So if you imagine now you're putting here, and the pin, say the pin is there. See, that's the pin there. I could put a few ad boards here, so if every time they putt, they'll see the advert in the background, and they'll move these ad boards relevant to the tee positions and the pin position. So if the tee's back here now, and that's your landing zone there, obviously camera over there on the right, looking for the approach shot. So if I was to put, I may as well do it now, put a couple of ad boards, make sure they're not interfering with play, obviously. So then when they are zoomed in from up here on the player hitting his approach shot from around here somewhere, you see the ads there. If the tee's forward and they're going to shorten the hole, so they're driving to here, you might put them up on here. So a few little quirky things like that you can do. I probably should have waited till the end, because there's a lot of things I haven't really thought of. I'll go back to my Cloudbreak course and a few others I've done where I've but the big thing is the crowds, and I've seen I see it a lot. It surprises me that people don't make more of an effort with it, because if I say that, you see I've sort of spaced them out a little bit, I will filter through that as well. I'll take some of them out, and you know, some of them look a bit odd, but if I do that, as opposed to, you can hold the button down and do this. If you just hold X and do that, it'll leave it like that, and then you go to place crowd, toggle crowd. See the difference? There's just a big block of people there, and where them lot are like spaced out. So yeah, just take your time, get your posts in, tap them in, make it as small as you can. There's probably other ways you can do it, but as long as you know, that one looks quite narrow, and you get a bit of length, maybe, I don't know, but you could fiddle about. Just don't have these blocks. I mean, it's shocking sometimes. I've seen you go up to a green and here, and I've literally seen that at the back there, you know, and it just it's like a football crowd. But yeah, so this Wolf Mountain, I'm flying through it, to be honest, because it's the only thing I faffed about with, and it is a bit odd, but I had this idea of, you see all these cascades and next to the hole and water features, and I just wanted one where I probably shouldn't show you this, because you're not going to see anything new when I actually play the game. This is a tee I was experimenting with, because with the mowing lines, you get dark and light, and they look really cool on tees. So I tried it here. Not only have I got a wiggle there, but obviously, unless I take the lines out, you won't see it at all. So I'll be putting that back to normal, don't worry, but a bit of experimenting. But yeah, you lay up here, and then it's just you're playing over like a water feature, you know, something quirky. I might remove them rocks and just leave it as it is, because I don't want any particularly colourful elements in this course. I just want the you know, the pine trees. I might fiddle around with a few things and see what Augusta, you know, have a look at how other courses do it, you know. Have a look at Augusta, what they've added to make their course look nice with the, you know, with the tournament objects and with the flowers and everything. That's a lot of the time I do. I get ideas from the people who do it best. That would apply to my job as well. I mean, I work on a golf course, and I'm in the process of reshaping the fairways at my club. I've been there 2 years now. I'm nowhere near finished with it now. They're a lot better. But years of just being, you know, all these wiggles and winding fairways, and I'm getting them all nice and almost symmetrical mowing lines, and all I've really done, it is quite a natural vision thing. You think, you know, it looks better like that, but if you Google Earth Oakmont, Shinnecock Hills, that's how they do it. They're the best courses in the world. Why would you do it different? And they're all doing it the same generally. There's a few, you know, a bit different. I mean, Firestone, these long narrow fairways, but they're striped up with a narrow mower, so you've got, you know, it's their own effect. It's quite rare. God knows how long it takes them to cut them fairways. But like Shinnecock's got the two-tone dark and light, yin and yang look, twice as quick to cut in that way. And it looks, to me, it looks better because it's simple. That's golf shouldn't be, it's not a baseball pitch. It shouldn't be all striped up and flashy. I don't know why I've gone on to that. I'm merely saying, see how the best do it, you know. Bunkers, if you're struggling with bunker shapes, green shapes, go and look on Google Earth at how they are at the Wiltshire or something. Good luck creating the Wiltshire bunkers, but, you know, it's all the information's out there for you. And when it comes to the creative side, I find when I write it down on paper and really plan in my head, that's when I do my best courses. But, you know, take a plot of land, set the undulations, and don't allow yourself to do a lot with it. You know, use the terrains there, and you will come up with quirkier holes. Then that's why all the older courses are, you know, unless they're Seth Rayners, they're all pretty quirky and very different. Where modern day courses, you know, are very follow the mold. Although I say modern now with this minimalist, with Tom Doak and Colin Crenshaw doing all these minimalist bunkerless courses and everything going on, it's just fantastic. But, you know, anyway, yeah, I probably should have waited till the end. I finished the course with stuff like that, but yeah, I hope that helps slightly. Yeah, till the next time.